AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
heard of Rumble.com? It's like YouTube, but without big tech censorship. I'm over there at Rumble.com now, and you should be too.
Broadcasting from the Big Peach of Atlanta, Georgia. A show unfiltered, unscripted, raw. The Patriot Angle Podcast.
Alrighty, guys, welcome.
What's up?
Welcome, guys. How you doing, Jimmy? How's everything going on in your end?
Everything's good, man. Today marks the beginning of summer, so something good to think about. It was a weird winter, and hopefully we have a good rest of the summer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hopefully, right? Hopefully, hopefully it cools down a little bit, man. It's been fucking hot here. Holy shit, man! Today was like with the heat index, 103 degrees today. My God.
Down by you? Oof.
Oh fuck yeah! My God, it was disgusting. Oh, sweat.
We had a nice day up here. It was we were probably in the 70s, which was good. I think it touched the 80s. But I mean, last week the South and Midwest got hammered with a heat wave. I don't know if they're still experiencing it now, but you had a lot of crazy stuff that happened, like all that cattle that they're trying to say that the heat killed. And people are speculating that that's going to affect the market later on when it comes to beef at the end of the summer. So I guess we'll track that, right?
Yeah.
We won't.
Yeah. That gets into a good point. Yeah, it gets into a good point, Jimmy. With this, I want to touch into, basically we're going to label this show today "The Enemy Within the Enemy," and what we mean by that. And I'll get into that a little bit later into today's show, guys. It's going to be a quick show, about a 34-minute show. But I want to get into what Jimmy's talking about with the cattle. What relates to this supply chain woe that we're seeing across the country. The crisis coming back into play, Jimmy. You're talking about cattle and stuff and the meat supply. Did you want to get into that a little bit, or?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I was reading something about that the inflation's meeting the bullwhip, and the bullwhip effect is apparently when there's too much of a supply. So companies go and they race to build their supply because the consumers are buying it up, and then they've made a surplus, and now with inflation and maybe heading towards a recession, consumers start to pull back on buying those same products that they were buying excessively. And now what happens is here comes the slowdown. Now you don't need as many containers to come to port. And then the truckers are going to slow down because they're going to have less work. So, and companies are going to have a surplus of goods. So that's going to affect the economy and supply chain in a different way. So I don't know, man. Scary times, The pandemic really messed us up big time. We've had a couple different supply chain issues, labor, goods, and other materials. So we'll see what happens in the next coming months. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely seeing a supply chain woe, under this Biden administration. And today, guys, that's what we're talking about today on the show. I have some friends, Jimmy, okay, and I have a lot of people that I know, in the supply chain, that are telling me, Mike, we're taking tremendous woos, or I don't even know the words, maybe damage, from this administration, Jimmy, where they're literally the orders they're supposed to be receiving to distribute to some of these large companies, especially here in the South, here in Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, they're so backlogged on these orders. Literally, the orders are backlogged weeks and weeks and weeks. They should have received this like 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. And I don't know if it has to do a lot with this Biden administration, with the fuel prices. I mean, what's the average right now? Like $5 a gallon, I think.
Well, I think it plays a part in a lot of different things. So, the like I said, the pandemic did its damage. Everything was shut down. There was no need to shut down. People were scared for their lives for no reason. Shit, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Viruses happen. You're not protecting yourself with a little cloth mask, but whatever. Regardless of that, everything being shut down, the excessive buying of certain products really kind of messed everything up. And now I'm reading that companies are worried about, come Christmas time, or their new stock or their new apparel. So they're ordering earlier so that they can make sure that they have it in case something were to happen. So because they're worried about it not getting to the ports in time on the West Coast and then making its way to the Midwest and to the East Coast. So I don't know this administration, listen, if I'm going to put blame on anyone, of course I'm going to put blame on the representatives of our country. Those are the people that are supposed to be representing us, the people that are supposed to have our back. But when, they don't work for us no more. They rule over us. That's the issue. So they tell us what and when.
It's a totalitarian type of government, Jimmy. This is not a constitutional republic of a government the way it was supposed to be designed for the people, by the people. Now it's against the people and against any type of citizen of this country that speaks or dares to speak against these tyrants that are ruling America. And that's what we're seeing.
It's starting to get that way. I would say that we're definitely on the road to tyranny if we keep going down that way and down that road. But when it comes to supply chains, it doesn't take much. You don't have to be. Listen, I'm not an economist. I'm not I'm not an expert in any of those types of fields. But you could tell it's hitting your pockets when you go to the grocery store. What do you leave with? Spend $100 and see what you leave with. And we're also, not only are we experiencing supply chain issues, but we're experiencing, I think the word was shrinkflation. Go and buy an item or a good from the grocery store that you used to buy before. Check the size. If you have an old box of cereal, maybe lingering from a year ago, some people do, take that and go to the store and buy a new box and see what you're getting ounce-wise. So we're experiencing not only that, but the retailers are the big box retailers trying to also, fool us, trick us basically into thinking we're getting what we're getting. But it's a marketing ploy for them because they know that they're going to be hurting. So they're going to sell less product for the same price, and they want to take our mind off it. So what they'll do is they sell it to you in a little bit of smaller package, or it's a little bit. We bought a box of Ritz crackers the other day. They were much smaller than what you typically had maybe a year ago. So not only are you going to see supply chain issues, I believe, at the end of the year, or if not the end of the summer, with inflation, people are going to have to scale back. I mean, listen, I can't spend money on most of the things that, a couple years ago, I was going on more trips. I could fill my truck up, 2 times.
I remember that.
Now, so you're going to see a slowdown in a lot of different things. People are going to pull back.
Yeah,
it's going to drive the cost.
Yeah,
up.
I mean, even some trucker friends. I have a lot of friends in the trucking industry, and they're telling me, Michael, we're paying in some parts of the country almost $9 in diesel. I was like, yeah, I believe it. Especially out there in the West Coast, they're paying almost $9. Yeah. New York, I don't know how much it is up in New York, but I know New York is probably high too for diesel.
Well, I can only imagine that with the surplus of goods that they have, right? You're going to need less truck drivers to do deliveries, right? If retailers have the supply, you're going to and there's less containers coming into port. That's gonna hurt the trucking industry, and it's gonna hurt truckers. So, I feel bad for those guys. They work hard. They come from all walks of life.
Yeah, some of these guys, Jimmy, they don't even get sleep, man. You know, and my heart goes out to them.
Listen,
you know,
like I said, they come from all walks of life. People come to this country from out of the country to become truck drivers because they know the freedom and the money that you can make, and that was the American dream, right? To come here, have that white picket fence, buy yourself a house, get a good job.
Yeah.
If not, you can make a job. You could become a truck driver. You could start your own business. And unfortunately, they're getting shafted every which way you go. And where now we have we have labor shortage too, because we have just lazy people out there in general. Where would truck drivers go if they didn't have a job, right? What would they do at that point? So it's kind of like there's a trickle. There's this effect
here's the point, Jimmy. Here's the point. Where would anybody go if truck drivers, literally every truck driver in this country, went off the road? Said, you know what? They turned their fucking keys in. They said they had enough of this shit, and that's that. They said, I'm not driving for this company. I'm not delivering to that company. They just call it a quits. What would the country do? Well,
the country would burn down. That's first off. Yeah. I always say this because I live near big ports, right? We always say if the wheels stop turning for the trucks, you're gonna have a big problem. But if the ports shut down, you have an astronomical problem. You need to get the fuck out of the major cities. There was a question just the other day. I forgot who asked that question. I think it was like some independent journalist. It wasn't a big wig company like Fox or anything like it. It was a little independent type of journalist, media company that was asking a question to the Biden administration the other day. The new press secretary, right, that she replaced Jen Psaki, asked the new press secretary, I can never forget her name, that the black lady that replaced Peppermint Patty there. Pierre, that's her name, right? Pierre. I know her last name. I just don't know the first name. It's Pierre, right? The new press secretary, Pierre. They asked Pierre the other day, what is the Biden exactly? What is the Biden administration doing, and how are they tackling the ongoing supply chain crisis? And her answer was like, well, we're looking into it at this point, but we don't have any further questions on that. Yeah, well, I mean, it's easy for them to speak from their high horse. They don't really speak for the. It's funny because the political section that they fall in, right? Being a Democrat, these people vote. Unfortunately, Democrats vote these people in. They don't care about you. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care if a shipment of goods made it to your neighborhood and if you were able to eat, or if your grandmother was okay. They don't care. It's selling points. They preach that gospel to you just to get your vote. They have no supply chain issues in their circle. They have no money issues. They don't have healthcare issues. They're doing okay. They don't care for the common man. And unfortunately, I know a lot of people are brainwashed, and they feel like,
I mean, this country is more brainwashed under this administration than even sadly Barack Obama. I mean, Barack Obama actually on a spinning wheel, so to speak, with his policies, but it wasn't as bad during the Obama administration that we're seeing now. We're seeing one lie after the other.
I think people, not to go off topic, but I think people, when they seen Obama, I know a lot of people that are Republican that were Democrat at one time. And I know a lot of Republicans that even had faith in Obama. Like, it was a cool thing, right? You had the first black president. He was on this wave of there's going to be hope, and people really wanted to believe in it, which I understand. And once he got into office, once it got to his second term, you're like, okay, what's going on here? And a lot of people jumped ship from him. And when Trump got in, it's like people wanted to believe so much, like they wanted to believe so much more that you have a lot of people. And then we had 4 good years under him, and I know people don't want to admit it. I guess it's hard for them to admit it, and they hate that, the people who hate him, the people who allow Trump to live in their head rent free, I know you want to hate him, but those same people that hated Trump, they only voted for Biden because they hate Trump. And they're quiet now because they see what we're going through. They see that this administration is letting an incompetent person sit in the driver's wheel. I mean, in the driver's seat and take the wheel.
Yeah.
This is fucking steering us off course.
Oh yeah, by far. I mean, he's literally. I mean, Jimmy, he's setting us back. You know, each era. I mean, he's setting us way past the Reagan era, way past the Jimmy Carter era. Shit, past Nixon. I mean, right now, Jimmy, I think we're like almost damn near FDR era, maybe a little bit past FDR. You know,
I think the country is much better back then. I would just say that, you know.
Well, I mean, he's steering us way back. What I meant by steering us back, he's pushing us back. He's not pushing us forward.
He's taking us to a different timeline that didn't exist. I mean, listen, you know, I just, for anyone that voted for the guys, you know, for us to even be sitting here talking about supply chain issues, one of, you know, we're supposed to be a superpower of the world. And unfortunately for both of us, and one thing I think we should all agree on, whether you're on the right or on the left, is that unfortunately, regardless, you know, we've been sold out, and we've been sold out by all different types of politicians. So I'm not going to sit here and just...
We've been bought pretty much, yeah.
We've been bought out, and that goes for each side. And we have to sit down and really try to understand what the fuck happened, because that's what happened. We've been bought out, and unfortunately, you know, we're part of you know, there's a club, and we're not part of the club, like George Carlin says. You know, that there's a club, and you ain't in it. Yeah. You and me are not a club.
That man was a political fucking comedian, probably one of the first in his own right.
Listen, you know, he was one of those guys that just he wouldn't have agreed with the far left, and he wouldn't have agreed with the far right. He was more of a secular type of guy that just fucking.
He was in his own fucking class. He was in his own class.
He said it. He was watching the world burn, basically, and he removed himself emotionally.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
Jimmy, I want to get it. Yeah, I want to get into this next topic here because, like I said, guys, we're going to keep this show kind of quick and simple here. Obviously, I got other prior commitments I have to do after this show, and I don't want to hold too much of Jimmy's time as well, too. But did you see, guys? This was just the other day, yesterday, believe it or not. On The Five. I love that show. Fucking Judge Jeanine. It's a great show. You got to watch it.
If it's during the day, I'm not home. Is it during the day?
Oh, yeah, you're working. Jimmy, I don't watch it live. I watch a lot of these shows like repeat, you know, like usually like 6, 7, 12 hours after they, you know, have gone off the air. But the host, the host of The Five, I'm telling you right now, Jimmy, they were on point with Joe Biden. Like everybody is like trying to say, oh, Joe Biden is, you know, fine and he's this and that. Well, he's not fine. And everybody see the fucking bicycle. The bicycle scene the other day in Delaware. Check this clip out, guys.
Nationally, this is humiliating. You can hear Trudeau snickering if you point your ear north. Almost as bad as Barack Obama bowing to the Saudi king. At least Barack didn't fall on his face when he did it. Content is king. And the White House has to keep pushing out positive content. And what have we gotten that's seared into the minds of the American people? A chaotic evacuation from Afghanistan, a president that has a mask on his face all the time, Kamala cackling, empty store shelves, the price of gasoline on every single corner in the country, just reminding us of how bad this guy is. Now, he gets up from the fall and he says to the reporters, I'm fine. And the reporters print the story, Joe is fine. Joe is not fine. Nothing is fine. This guy's had 2 aneurysms before he became president. He broke his foot last year. He's fallen twice. Son's corrupt, under investigation. He's the worst polled president in the history of presidential polling, and we're sliding into a recession.
I'm telling you, poor Joey trying to, I get, he's trying to take a nice little, this was last weekend, folks. I think this was like Saturday or Sunday or something of last weekend. He's trying to take a nice little stroll with the First Lady, Jill, right? Or Dr. Jill. We got to call her by her correct pronoun. Dr. Jill. I don't think she's a doctor or anything. I think she's a doctor of bullshit, right?
Dr.
But he's trying to take well, that's Fossey, but this is I call her Dr. Dipshit or Dr. Bullshit, whatever. Facebook will probably ban me for that. Thank God we're not streaming on Facebook anymore. Had to stream on Twitch and then obviously Rumble. But he's trying to take a stroll, Jimmy, and fucking Joey falling off his bike, man. I mean,
I will give Biden credit. He's healthier than fucking some people I know that are in their 30s. So I'll give him, even though he's fucking going off the deep end. He's like 79, 80 years old, riding his bike.
Wait, I have to stop you right there. You said this man is healthy?
Well, I mean, I'm saying healthier in a physical sense. I'm not talking about in a mental capacity. I'm saying I'm not going to knock him for being a fucking old guy who fell off a bike. It is hilarious, though, because he likes to try to the funny part would be between him and Trump, like it was always like I'll fucking smash that guy out or I'll beat that guy in a fight, which is hilarious. Two old guys fighting, but he's I like that. So, but
well, guys, I have to say, I don't want to cut you off, but we all know the true virus that's been affecting this country since 2020, literally 2020. It's Jovid 2020, the virus that is killing America.
I think it was great karma. I think it was great karma, though, right? It's like under this administration, gas prices are through the roof. Here comes this fucking clown on his bike, like, "Hey guys, I'm energy efficient, taking a nice stroll out with the lady," and then he just bombs. And I watched a video from TikTok that was hilarious. It was a video of when Trump wrestled at I don't know when he showed up at WrestleMania or one of the WWE events. And he tackled, I don't know if he tackled Vince or whoever, but they took that clip and he fucking made him tackle Biden off the bike. And
that was Trump. Yeah. Trump.
And Trump ran onto the screen and tackled Biden on the.
I did see that TikTok. Yeah, it's going viral right now on TikTok. I mean, the video is hilarious. I was actually thinking about making some kind of meme myself and putting it on TikTok. By the way, folks. We are on TikTok. Yeah, you got to check us out. We only have like a couple videos up there. I think there's like 6 or 7 now. But we're slowly growing on TikTok.
I would say,
Jim.
all jokes aside, though, the clip that you shared is spot on. It's embarrassing to watch him and his administration and people prop this man up like a puppet. He's literally like one step away from being an actual puppet on actual strings. So it is sad. We're portrayed through the media as very weak. We're very our administration is very weak, and unfortunately, let's face it, under his administration is when our adversaries and countries that do not align with us decided that they were going to take charge and start doing things the way they wanted to. Under his administration, under Trump's, it was a completely different ballgame. So, there's a lot to be said with that. We, like I said, I always say, North and South Korea were holding hands and fucking chit-chatting, and now all of a sudden...
Jimmy, I've said it on this show, which we're labeling this episode, the enemy within the enemy, because, Jimmy, this guy is literally creating his own enemy, through everything that he's doing. It's crisis after crisis, plandemic after plandemic, lie after lie. I mean, literally... How much more does this country have to take under this administration? Are we going to be alive and well in 2024? I mean, seriously.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be honest. I really hate to sound pessimistic, but I do not see America withstanding 10 more years the way we're going. I think we'll be some sort of new country.
10. Oh, God.
I'm being very generous there. I mean, we're watching We're watching communism expand from South America up. Colombia just voted in a pro-communist president, so we're losing all of. We're going to be losing all of our allies in Central and South America because let's face it.
Yeah, I mean, you could pretty much take the United right out of the park. You know, like we're slowly becoming more divided. We're rapidly, Jimmy, becoming more divided than ever before. I mean, like I said, take the United out of states of America and just slap in the divided states of America, because I mean that's what we're becoming. We're becoming more hateful among others. We're becoming more radicalized amongst others. The media is literally influencing all of that on us all. The true enemy within the enemy, I have to say.
Well, the media is the fourth branch of the government, regardless of how people want to perceive it. The media, the media if the media is propping up a delusional president, right? The
media props up the society. What the society is through the media, yeah.
Well, the media is, it helps, push out the agenda. I can't tell you whose agenda and why, but you can honestly watch it and tell that there's an agenda being pushed. Most of the media is owned by big corporations nowadays. Any news outlet that won't report on certain things. So, like I said, we just watched we just watched the hearing between Amber Heard and fucking Johnny Depp. Now, that was on like every channel. You could watch it during the day, watch it at night. But any media that's like, oh, Jeffrey Epstein? Nah, it's okay. We don't need to report on that. Oh, Hunter Biden whacking crack whores and underage and all types of shit. We're not going to report on that either. And
no, because it doesn't fit their narrative.
Well, yeah. So I can't. How could you get honest, reliable information from those outlets? And then on top of that, again, like I've said, anything that is spewed out of your TV over and over and over again is propaganda. It is part of.
Oh, speaking of hearings, Jimmy, did you see the hearing that was just announced earlier today? They're still going on this fucking hearing, man. This hearing's been going on for like the last almost 2 years now. The Fulton County, which is in Atlanta, Georgia, they just had their hearing today earlier to try to squash the whole Trump theory of, it was a stolen election. Former Attorney General Barr, was there in Fulton County along with Liz Cheney, and they basically played a tape through Rudy Giuliani. Now say it, Jimmy, that there is no evidence whatsoever of voter fraud in Fulton County, Georgia.
Well, like I said, people, they have a very good base of people fighting to use information against you. They want to discredit you and make it seem that, when you say the election's stolen, that's disinformation or, I don't know. They're playing a good card. I mean, a good hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's really a shame. It's really a shame, though. Unfortunately, that people just don't see it. They just don't see it, and I agree.
They don't.
I agree.
Jimmy. I think they do see it, Jimmy. But let's go back to the point where you made. Right, we're gonna close it up here. I was trying to keep it around 33, 34, but hopefully Jimmy can stay on for another 6 minutes because I got to get into this last point with Mike Pence. Okay, because Mike Pence just came out with an article. Which we'll post on the last talking point here we'll talk about tonight. But, I think they do see it, Jimmy. But to go back to what you said, that people are so brainwashed today, I think that's what they are, Jimmy. They're brainwashed. I think they see it, but they're brainwashed. They want to see it. They want to voice their viewpoints out. But I don't know. Maybe they're scared.
I got so much to say about it, but this ain't the show because I don't want to hold you up. But it's just there's so much to it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll get into this last point here, and then we're going to close it out here. What do you think of this right here? I was reading about this earlier today. A lot to do with what we're talking about today. Well, former vice president, guys, Mike Pence, is now saying that no president in his lifetime has lied as often as this president, Joe Biden. Well, Mike Pence, he's a Christian man. He's a man of faith, of reason. And I mean, to say something like that, I almost thought he was going to go the route, Jimmy, where he was going to say, and kind of go where if the media, what the media probably, that no president at the time has lied as often as Donald Trump. I really thought he was going to say that, because I'm sure if he said that, the media would be like, we love you, do the whole fucking Wayne's World thing, But
I'm not a fan of Pence, and I'm not gonna. I don't even want to. I'm not gonna agree or disagree. What I would say is that I don't think Biden has any opinion of his own. So I think everything that he says is hand delivered to him, and we've seen him in speeches before read the fucking teleprompt where it's like, if it says insert your name here, he's like, insert your name here. So I don't think he actually thinks for himself or writes. I think that he's perpetuating the lie, but I don't know if he is the liar himself. He just literally reads off a script and just fucking, how you doing? Shut up, man. And that's his gimmick is like, send Joe out to go like. You could be talking to the guy and he's fucking eating an ice cream cone in outer space. He's not even there. I don't even think he knows what the fuck he's doing. I honestly think that it's just like, all right, send Joe out, give him this script. He'll just bullshit and smile and go, oh, okay. And then he. But I
gotta say one thing, Jimmy, as we close it up here. I mean, that this last weekend thing, right? With him and his bicycle. Do you think that basically says it all about the presidency? He's a walking clumsy fool.
Well, did you see the video that he made after, where he's like jumping around to try to show you that he's okay? I seen him posing with like children and stuff, and he acts like some little girl. Yeah, no, this one was like girl. Steps out. He steps out of somewhere, and then he does like this like jump up and down to show you like, hey, I'm good. I'm okay. I didn't just fucking bust my ass doing like normal shit on a bike.
I didn't see that part, but I did see the video where he went in and he was posing with this little girl for like a photo op, and he asked the little girl, he was like, when you become president later in life, are you going to remember me? Like, I don't know.
Should have said, do you remember you?
30, 40 years.
She should have said, do you remember who you are right now? He would have said, who am I? Where's the ice cream?
That would have been funny, but I'm sure Fox would have went right to a commercial or something, or CNN.
I don't know how much
we close it out here. I want to make. Yeah, I don't know how much longer either. How much he has. Joe is literally on borrowed time, I think. But guys, I want to make an announcement here. We got some solid shows coming up, and then I'm going to get Jimmy's final thoughts here. We got some really, really good shows. We got Casey Shaman. I think that's how you say her last name. Terrible with last names. Discusses her story and viewpoints of domestic issues. Got a really good show coming up on the 28th. Got another good show coming up on the Patriot Brief series as well. June 29th. Professional musician and the member of the Light Warriors, and also host of his own show, Jabari Vogue Podcast, will be on the show. It's some damn good shows. And then also, too, guys, we do have a new set of series coming on, which we'll plug onto the show, a gaming series, totally separate from what we normally talk about, political viewpoints and others here on the show. It's going to be a series set aside here with my cousin, Dex. You can follow him on LizDexia82. He's going to be on the show, guys, and we're going to be calling this show Unfiltered Gaming of Rants. I hope you like the graphics here. We're working on the graphics. I think it has a good touch to it, the broken glass and everything. I think that's kind of cute. But Yeah, check us out. The first episode, guys, will be this next month, July 25th. That's right, guys. You heard it here on the Patriot Angle podcast. New set of series on Twitch as well as Rumble, and also on our audio platforms too for those who love to hear the audio shows. Unfiltered Gaming of Rants, guys. You're going to want to check that show out. Really, really good set of series here on the show. It's going to be rather interesting. Some comical points to it. Like I said, guys, has nothing to do with political viewpoints. We just want to have a separate series here on the show. So hope you guys check that out. I want to give Jimmy here. Jimmy, your final thoughts, man, on anything. Like, what do you think seeing going forward?
Well, if I have to give final thoughts on anything, I guess we can talk about just being prepared for the end of the summer and end of the year. I don't think most of us normal people, like most of us people on the level that I'm on, you're living, paycheck to paycheck or every other paycheck, right? So I would say follow the trends. Make sure you're getting some good source material when it comes to, your news. Well, I would, watch mainstream media and see what everyone else is watching, and also get some information from alternative news as well. But keep your eye on as we get as inflation increases and as we move towards a recession. Start to think to yourself, what kind of things can I scale back on? What kind of things should I buy now so that I'm not hit the hardest around maybe holiday season or the new year? So I would say prepping is very important. I'm not saying to go out and, spend the bank on toilet paper and goods and stuff like that. But I would say keep some things handy and learn some new things along the way that may help you in any event. And also keep a bug out bag handy, because you never know when you might need to just get up and go. Especially we're in like a very volatile volatile time. So anything can happen. The most important part is for you and your family to be safe and to get away from any kind of situation you can, and just try to find common ground with a person that you don't agree with. I would say that if we all kind of found some common ground, even with our biggest differences, we could still come to the table and talk. So I would hope that a lot of people start to try to work on that. Because our country is not in a good state right now. And these politicians are sucking us dry, regardless of what side they're on. So, we shouldn't worship false idols. So we'll see what happens. But
yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Guys, I want to thank Jimmy here for joining the show again. Always an honor having him on the show. Guys, I also want to say before we close it out, we are on TikTok, guys. We have to add the handle name on the outro video here. We're about to plug in to close out the show. But we are on TikTok, guys. We are on TikTok, the Patriot Angle podcast. You can find us on there. I put some funny ones on there the last couple of videos. But, guys, I do want to say thank you for those who are joining us on Twitch. Thank you very much. I see a couple of us on here. Remember, guys, if you want to see the live videos here of the show, they will only be on Tuesdays. The rest of the week is only audio podcasts to kind of balance out our schedules and stuff like that. Both me, Jimmy, and then also Sauce when he comes on. You can find us on Twitch, US Patriot Unfiltered on Twitch, and also on Rumble. The Patriot _Angle _podcast on Rumble. Got a lot of good content on Rumble too, as well as our Facebook page and Instagram, and then also our audio podcast on Spotify, Google, Apple, Amazon Music, Audible, Pocket Bean, Pocket Cast, Podbean, Podbay. I think I labeled them all, but anywhere you can find a podcast. We're pretty much all over the place now. And also on Alexa, too. If you got an Alexa device, just say, hey, Alexa, play the Patriot Angle podcast, and we'll pop right up on Alexa.
Good stuff.
Jimmy, yeah, thanks a lot, buddy. Sorry, I normally do an hour with you, but yeah, definitely gotta get some stuff done. But yeah, man.
Until next time.
Till next time. Adios.